Hello, folks. This is Looney Losers. Welcome you back to FC Smorgon. 2 months has gone by since the last video I did, which is about how long I said that I would do these, is about every 2 months. It's actually a match day, but I plan on streaming after recording this, so I didn't want to, and since it's a big match against another contender or another competitor, I wanted to start the stream with the match, so that's why I didn't actually go ahead and do this match first. Currently, we are third in the league with a fair bit of gap back between us and Dynamo Brest in fourth. We're 12 points ahead of them with 11 matches left. So situation is promising, and we're only 1 point behind Dynamo Minsk and 7 points back to Shakhtar Sologorsk. So it's not out of the question we could mount a title battle yet. So what has happened in the last couple of months? Our good run in the league has continued. We opened with a 3-1 win over Vitebsk. They didn't score until the 90th minute. We were a little disappointing in the first half. It was 0-0 at halftime, but safe to say, I tore into the team at halftime. They turned things around in the second half. And then an even more disappointing result, a 0-0 draw with Sputnik Rechista. We had a hard time hitting the target in this one, if I remember right. But Sputnik are one of the lower teams in the league. That's a draw that never should have happened. Actually, no. We actually did all right hitting the target. It was just we couldn't put anything on target. Or we just didn't play well enough to get more chances. And then another bit of a struggle, 1-0 win over Slutsk, another team around the relegation zone. What was the goal? It was actually a pretty early goal in that one. And then a very, very disappointing 2-2 draw with Slavia Mozir. We were up 2-0 after the 80th minute and gave up goals in the 81st and the 85th minutes. And again, somebody down around the relegation battle, not somebody we should be dropping points to. Then we finally got back into some better opposition and had a televised 1-1 draw with Brest. They took the lead. We came back with an equalizer less than 10 minutes later. And if I remember right, yeah, we were definitely the more dangerous side. It was just we didn't convert. Remus missed from the penalty spot. He can be a little hit and miss from the spot at times, but he's my top scorer. He's generally going to be taking the penalties if he's on the pitch. And then an impressive result, a 2-0 away win over Gomel, who's a top half side this season. We were up 2-0 by the 23rd minute. Any chance that they'd rally, though, ended when they had a guy sent off with just under 20 minutes left. So that finished out the first half of the season. Brought us back to Torpedos Zodino, who we'd faced in the opener. Their struggles have continued, albeit not necessarily to the same extent that they had been, but they're still flirting with the relegation playoff zone. This one got dramatic late as well. It was 1-1 at the end of 90 minutes. Remish scores in the 91st, and then Kozel adds insurance in the 94th for a 3-1 win. Actually, I'll go ahead and show the highlights to this one. But yeah, it was a match. We had the better of the action. And let's go ahead and watch the goals from this match. Because even though they're on their down here, this is a good opponent traditionally. Going in winger to Kozel. Their keeper maybe should have done better with that, but Kozel put enough power on it that it got past him and into the opener. Well worked the ball, the equalizer shortly before half. And now second half stoppage time. The scoot off out on the wing. Remish kicks out the volley, redirects it past the keeper. Then we have Remish and Kozel working together. And Kozel beats the keeper for the clincher. Important win, especially away, to keep our momentum going. That was followed up by a disappointing 1-1 away draw with Baranovici. They scored first. We equalized with Remish scoring. Again, we had the better chances. They had more of the ball. Lots of not so good ratings, especially in the midfield in this match. Then finally, a more impressive result of a convincing 4-1 win at home over Dnipro Mogilev. They've been like bottom of the league. I did a little bit of prep work for the Belarusian Cup match that I'll talk about in a moment by actually giving Shervaknia, my backup keeper, the start in this one. He only conceded a 90+3 goal when the match was already well in hand. A little bit disappointing. I lost Boulay, my number 4 striker, during this match. And then Remish came off the bench to score a second half brace to put it out of reach. And then the biggest statement we've made here in the last couple of months, we went to Bate and won 4-0. Bate are still struggling. They're down about 9th place on the table right now. But the most prestigious club in Belarus, and we just tore them up on their own field for 90 minutes. We'll go ahead and watch the goals from this one as well. After half, made it 3. And then 84th minute, there were a couple other chances we should have converted before this. Bakan comes off the bench, breaks a scoring drought that he had been on. Convincing 4-0 victory. And then in the last match, which is the middle match of a string of 3 matches in 7 days. The next match that I'm going to play is the conclusion to that string. We played in the Belarusian Cup, and my Belarusian Cup woes continue. In the 6 full seasons I've been in charge, 5 of them we've gone out in the second round of the Belarusian Cup, including this year. With the condensed schedule of the 3 matches in 7 days, I made 10 changes to the lineup. We didn't take our chances. Second tier side beats us 1-0. Very disappointing, and a testament to why I tend to leave my starters in the lineup as much as I can. The summer window has been quiet so far. We haven't made any signings. The only I can't really say it's the only offer I've accepted, but Kryfar, who I've been looking to offload, has a couple of end of contract offers in. Mistake on my part to not get him out beforehand. Especially, that means if he accepts one of those, I'll have that contract on the books till the end of the season. So, rather disappointing there. The Boulay injury I mentioned hurt his ankle during one of those matches I mentioned. And then Kravolkin, my starting left back, pulled an abdominal muscle in training. This is a little bit of an inconvenience because I don't really have a second left back I trust. So I'll be glad to get him back here in the near future. Finances continue to not be very good. Projections are still pretty bad. That's why it's very encouraging that we're looking like we may qualify for Europe this year. I do not want to say that's a foregone conclusion until it is actually official, because strange things can happen. I've had it happen on FM before where I've lost or gone like 11 and 13 matches without a win in back-to-back seasons and not gotten sacked. Okay. But yeah, the board are still very happy with me despite the failure in the Belarusian Cup. But yeah, they want mid-table and we're contending for Europe. So on the whole, not really a whole lot to mention. I've got a few guys in on trial, sort of to gather scouting intel, because they may be guys I'd have some interest in potentially signing for a European campaign, albeit they're all foreigners, and I only have 1 foreign spot open currently. Being that in Belarus we're allowed 5, I have 4 currently, and none of the 4 I have get their Belarusian citizenship this season. Albeit Kryfar is one of those 4, so I could have an additional spot open up. And then I'm not sure what's going to happen with Kakin and the Finnish striker that I have in, because I haven't. Albeit it does say that I am meeting his playing time. But Remish and Kozul, my starting strikers, have been in excellent form. Remish 16 goals on the season, Kozul with 11. And both averaging well over 7 ratings. It's hard to sit either of those guys when they're performing like that. As far as league competition goes, okay, Remish is up to second and closed in on the leader for the Golden Boot. And he's highest average rating. I got a couple of guys high on the assist chart. Yeah, so we're named all over this leaderboard for player stats because Remus four man of the match awards, Shapko 8 clean sheets. But yeah, looking ahead, once we start getting into August, September, we start seeing a bit more gaps in the schedule. I do get 3 matches in 3 weeks against the 3 teams right around me contending for Europe here in August, but then I go almost a month before I play another league match. I should actually schedule a couple of friendlies for in that window. And then again, we play 3 in 3 weeks in September, a couple more weeks off. So I should actually, before I start streaming, I should actually schedule a few friendlies here. And then the same thing happens in end of October into November with a couple weeks off and then a couple matches in a row. So my plan currently is probably to go about 2 months again. It seems to be a decent amount of time in between the updates to let stuff happen, but also keep you updated fairly regularly about what's going on in the save. In case you don't see the streams on Twitch, Twitch link will be in the description below the video again. So things are going well with Smorgon on the whole. 13 straight unbeaten in the league currently. Hopefully that'll continue, but this is going to be the tough stretch. The Dynamo Brest, Shakhtar Soligorsk, and Dynamo Minsk being my next 3 matches. Hope you're all having a great day.